If we accept risk, where do we begin? So, one good model for risk assurance is the defense in-depth model, meaning that even if vectors of attack penetrate the system, it's isolated at a higher level that can't propagate to a lower, more critical level. One way to view this is with the onion model, the top level being the network level, followed by the host, application, and finally the data level. This is only one simplistic view of defense in depth, but I hope that it is a good introduction to the topic. If we start at the network infrastructure level, we can create a network that only allows traffic through for a specific application on designated machines, further scanning traffic as it comes in, blocking potential malicious programs. Then we can look at the host machine. Here we can ensure that a backup is handled appropriately. Maybe something like local RAID would be adequate for this machine. Examine hardware controllers to ensure that they don't have any attack vectors, and maybe even disable access to USB ports. Then we can look at the operating system, ensuring that security updates happen at frequent intervals, and we can scan for malicious software already on the system. The next level is the application layer. Maybe in this case a BI application like Tableau Server. Again, we can issue security updates for that application and turn on available security features. Security features including locking out a user after 10 password attempts, or ensuring that security groups are well defined and access to data is given on a need-only basis. Remember, most security breaches are internal attackers, not external. Then, finally, at the core is the data, and we'll talk a lot about encryption in our next module. This is only one slice of defense in depth, excuse the pun, at the machine level. You could have this defense in depth across multiple systems, grouping and containing systems so that an attack doesn't affect the whole. As indicated in the previous slide, the data warehouse contains sensitive information which should not be viewed by all users. Within your BI infrastructure, you can choose to have access defined at the database level or at the BI application level. Some database methods include limiting access on a view object, and another option is row-level security. But depending on your BI application, you may have a far more robust and manageable set of features available at the BI server or application level. Let's look at the BI application level on a system where we can issue security filters. Let's look at a common object executed by a user, a report. And in this report, there is no security filters associated with this user. The user can see every region. However, if we look at a report that binds a security filter to a user, then that user has a limited view of the report. In this case, the user is the sales manager of the Northeast region and only has access to that region. Similarly, we could confine another user to the Southeast region, and they would only see Southeast numbers. These examples are hard-coded values, and in a real-world implementation, we'd make it dynamic. Security filters would not only be on a per-report basis, but propagated across the semantic layer, the semantic layer being linked to the data warehouse. If we were to continue to look at the end users, we'll have even more security questions and concerns related to data access, such as if the data is exportable, meaning if a user can download the data to his or her local machine, can it be saved outside an encrypted company laptop hard drive, maybe to a USB drive? Or can it be transmitted over and outside the network, maybe to a remote server that's not associated with your company, like Google Drive? We can look at scanning users via key logging and screen capturing programs, network logging, DB logging reviews, or BI application logging reviews. The problem is that these systems are so large, and this was part of the issue with Apple's celebrity photo hack last year, If you service a lot of customers and just look at the overall spikes in the logs, you may not catch an attacker. If an attacker hits the system 30,000 times to break in, that may just be noise for a big system, and it may not cause a denial of service or trigger a basic log alert. Since we're looking at a BI application in this instance, it should be easier to create more advanced alerting. One reason to create an alert for a BI administrator is if a user has automated the pull of reports. While a person may look at 150 reports a day, the concern is that they would pull far more than that, maybe thousands a day via a script, to extract a lot of the database. Before you create a custom alerting system, though, check to see if your BI application has a feature to disallow high-frequency querying at the user level. As we can see with information security, there are a lot of elephants in the room. One of the largest, which Edward Snowden brought to the forefront, is internal security for people that administer our systems. A tact your company could employ, which may be a win-win for security and project management, is pair programming. Is this agile? Well, it is shown to cost 15% more time, but creates 15% less defects. Would that mean 80% less security issues? I don't know, but between people auditing each other and creating less defects, I'd say it'd definitely be significant.